How did donuts become a staple in American cuisine? Let's take a step back in time to the 17th century. The humble donut, that irresistible ring of sweet fried dough, was introduced to America not by a baker, but by Dutch settlers. Yes, the Dutch. They brought with them a delightful treat they called oliekoeks, which translates to oily cakes. Imagine biting into a dense sweet fried cake, a predecessor to our modern donut. The Dutch settlers' oliekoeks were a far cry from the light, fluffy donuts we know today, but they set the foundation for what was to become a beloved American classic. These early donuts were often filled with fruits or nuts, a way to utilize the autumn harvest and make the treats more nutritious. And though they've evolved tremendously over the centuries, the essence of the donut remains the same. So the next time you bite into that sweet doughy ring, remember its humble beginnings as an oily cake. From oily cakes to the delectable donuts we know and love, the journey has been quite remarkable. The donut evolution is a tale full of twists, turns, and a whole lot of sweetness. Our story takes us back to the mid-19th century. Picture a young American lad named Hanson Gregory, aboard a lime trading ship. This unlikely hero claimed to have invented the ring-shaped donut in 1847. The story goes that Gregory wasn't too fond of the donuts of his time, which were often greasy, dense, and had an uncooked center. So he did what any innovator would do. He took matters into his own hands. Using the ship's round tin pepper box, Gregory punched out the uncooked center of the donut, creating the donut's iconic ring shape we know and relish today. The donut's evolution didn't stop there. Let's fast forward to the time of World War I. It was during these trying times that donuts were mass-produced for the first time. But why donuts, you might ask? Well, they were easy to make, and they reminded soldiers of the comforts of home. It was the Salvation Army Volunteers of New York who took up the task of providing these sweet treats to the soldiers. Using nothing more than flour, sugar, lard, and a bit of cinnamon, they created simple yet delightful donuts. These donuts were then fried in oil-filled helmets, adding a touch of battlefield resourcefulness to the process. These volunteers, who became known as Donut Girls, served up to 9,000 donuts a day. Their efforts were so impactful that the soldiers, upon returning home, brought with them a newfound love for donuts. This led to donuts becoming a beloved staple in American cuisine. And just like that, donuts went from being a simple pastry to a symbol of comfort for homesick soldiers. This delightful treat has indeed come a long way, and its evolution is a testament to the power of innovation and a love for good food. Donuts have certainly come a long way since their oily cake days, haven't they? Now, they're not just a dessert or a snack, but a full-blown cultural phenomenon. They've weaved their way into the fabric of American cuisine and have become an undeniable breakfast staple. Think about it. Morning commutes are often accompanied by a quick stop at a donut shop. Office meetings? They're practically incomplete without a box of these sweet, glazed delights. And let's not forget those lazy Sunday mornings where the smell of fresh donuts and coffee create a sense of comfort and nostalgia. But the donut's influence doesn't stop there. In recent years, we've seen the rise of gourmet donut shops. These aren't your run-of-the-mill donut stores. They're places where donuts are transformed into works of art. Here, donuts take on a whole new level of sophistication, with exotic flavors and toppings that make them almost too beautiful to eat. Almost. From lavender-infused glaze to bacon-topped delights, these gourmet donuts are turning the humble fried dough into a culinary masterpiece. It's this creativity and innovation that has helped donuts maintain their popularity and relevance in the ever-evolving food scene. And we can't talk about donuts without mentioning their influence in pop culture. Take, for example, the iconic image of Homer Simpson, eyes glazed over in a donut-induced trance. It's these cultural nods that have helped cement the donut's status as a beloved treat. Donuts have even made their way into our language. Ever heard the phrase, "the hole in the donut"? It's used to describe something that's missing or incomplete. Just goes to show how ingrained donuts are in our lives. Whether it's a quick breakfast or a gourmet dessert, it seems like America's love affair with donuts isn't ending anytime soon. Now, who's up for a donut run?